Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Reading from the Srimad Bhagavatam, Canto 10, Chapter 69, Narada visits Krishna's palaces. In this purport, there is an explanation of Om from Vishwanath Chakravarti Thakur, one of our previous acharyas. Text 17. Sri Narada Uvacha नैवाद्भुतं त्वयि विभो अखिललोकनाथे मैत्री जनेषु सकलेषु दमक्कलानां निःश्रेयसाय हि जगत्स्थिति रक्षणाभ्यां स्वैरावतार उर्गाय विधाम सुष्ठु. Sri Narada Uvacha. Sri Narada said, not eva, at all, adbhutam, surprising, tvayi, for you, vibho, O Almighty, akila, of all, loka, worlds, nate, for the ruler, maitri, friendship, janeshu, toward people, sakaleshu, all, damaha, the subduing, kalanam, of the envious, nishreyasaya, for the highest benefit. He, indeed, jagat, of the universe, sthiti, by maintenance, rakshanabhyam, and protection, swaira, freely chosen, avatara, descent, urugaya, O you who are praised universally, vidama, we know, shushtu, well. Translation. Sri Narada said, O Almighty Lord, it is no surprise that you, the ruler of all worlds, show friendship for all people and yet subdue the envious. As we all know, you descend by your sweet will in order to bestow the highest good on this universe by maintaining and protecting it. Thus your glories are widely sung. Please repeat. Sri Narada said, O Almighty Lord, it is no surprise that you, the ruler of all worlds, show friendship for all people and yet subdue the envious. As we all know, you descend by your sweet will in order to bestow the highest good on this universe by maintaining and protecting it. Thus your glories are widely sung. Purport. As pointed out by Srila Vishwanath Chakravarti Thakur, all living beings are in fact servants of the Lord. The Acharya quotes the following verse from the Padma Purana to elaborate. Akarano uchyate Vishnu, Sri Ukarano katyate, Makarastu tayor dasaha, Panchavimsa prakriti Akarano uchyate Vishnuhu. In the mantra Om, the letter A signifies Vishnu. Ukarana, Sri katyate. The letter U signifies the goddess Sri. And Makaras to Tayor Dasaha. And the letter Ma refers to their servants, who are the 25th elements. The 25th element is the Jiva, the living being. Every living being is a servant of the Lord, and the Lord is the true friend of every living being. Thus, even when the Lord chastises envious persons like Jarasandha, the punishment amounts to real friendship, since both the Lord's chastisement and His blessings are for the benefit of the living being. Om Ajnanatimurandasya Jnananjana Salakaya Chakshurunmilitam Yena Tasmai Sri Gurave Namaha Namo Om Vishnupadaya Krishna Prestaya Bhutale Srimate Bhaktivedanta Swami Tinamine Namaste Saraswati Devam Gauravani Prasarine Nirvisesha Sunyavadi Paschatya Desatarine Sri Chaitanya Mano Abhishtam Sapitam Yena Bhutale Swayam Rupa Kada Mahyam Dadati Swapatantikam Vancha Kalpatarobhyascha Kripa Sindhubhya Evacha Patitanam Pavanebhyo Vaishnavebhyo Namo Namaha. Jai Sri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Sri Advaita Gadadhar Srivasadi Gaura Bhakta Brinda. Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare Hare. So Narada Muni is speaking now to Krishna directly. Amazing. He is in direct touch with Krishna, and Krishna is telling him, oh, you are a great sage, you have come. Kim Karavama. Vayam Kim Karava. What can we do for you? Aapke liye kya kar sakte hain? We also ask. Krishna is also asking. Oh, Narada Rishi, aapke liye kya karenge? So Narada Rishi is beginning first by praising the Lord's position. And what he speaks, every word is so amazing and so important and so full of knowledge of Krishna. And still, they want to know more and more about Krishna. The Lord is compared to Sagara, Karuna Sindhu, is an ocean. And not only an ocean, is an unlimited ocean. Not only is the unlimited ocean, but ever-expanding ocean. Anandam Ambudhi Vardhanam. It's very amazing. In this world, there are many oceans. Isn't it? Of course, on this planet, already we have so many oceans. Pacific Ocean, Atlantic Ocean, like that. There are massive bodies of water. Although the modern asuras are managing to even pollute such massive bodies of water, they are doing so much indiscriminate fishing that ocean is now devoid of fish. Itna they have actually, they are doing fishing. But anyway, that's a separate matter. So there are many, many oceans like that. But this earth itself is only a small, Bharatavarsha is a small portion of Bharata Khanda, isn't it? Bharata Khanda is there. It's like a flat leaf, banana leaf, and in which somebody put a laddu. The laddu is touching the leaf and it's round, but it's touching the leaf and the leaf is flat like that. The so-called round earth that we are having is a part, is Bharatavarsha, is a part of Bharata Khanda. I'm just speaking as if I know something, but I don't know. Srila Prabhupada said that even Brahma does not know the full structure of the universe, and is a creator. In a letter Prabhupada wrote, even Brahma does not know the structure of the universe, how it has come about. So I have given this example. Many times we do some activities, but we really don't know how the result came. So many factors combine and the result comes. Even if you eat, you don't know how the food gets digested and you get energy. It's happening. So Krishna says that everything is done by me, Maya Adhyakshena, Prakriti, everything is done by Krishna. But to different people, according to their capacity and according to their punya, he gives a false ego that they are the doer. So when Brahmaji thinks that he is the creator, which he doesn't, as he makes clear to Narada Muni in Canto 2, then he is forced to think because of the bodily conception, and that is imposed by Krishna for his own purpose, to purify. So we are actually in this bodily conception because Krishna has decided that we should have this body, specific body, and we should go through specific experiences, and our job must be to get purified. So our job must be always to observe, right? What is called the witness consciousness, Sakshin consciousness, and to remember Krishna, and to always think that by Krishna's mercy this is all happening. At that time we will slowly come out of it. Just like the coconut inside the shell becomes dry, then it becomes separate from the shell. It's called copper, right? Copper. So, but it's still inside. In that way, Krishna says, we are given a chance to, even though this material body is there, to become free from it and then to live happily in this body. That is the process of yoga, yogic process. Narada Muni is way past all this. His body is spiritual and he is perfectly established in Krishna consciousness. So he is speaking to Krishna. But we are actually in the bodily consciousness, and we may not have even become separate from the body. So the chanting of the Hare Krishna Mahamantra, which is part of the process but not the process itself. I gave the example last time. Srila Prabhupada said the process is the journey going from Bombay to Delhi. Ticket is important, and then you have to have the ticket. So but the ticket is not the process, not the journey. So we must know what is the process, and the process is to understand Krishna, and the means is chanting Hare Krishna mantra and then gaining transcendental devotional service. So we have to actually progress in only one direction, which is to become free from this body. The bodily conception of life is unnecessarily disturbing me, and it stops me from being Krishna conscious. Therefore, it is very, very, very important to actually associate with those who have factually chanted Hare Krishna and they have progressed on the platform of becoming free from the bodily conception of life. That is very, you must know how to judge the persons who are free from the bodily conception of life. And for me, you don't have to judge. I'm not free from the bodily conception of life. But we have to find such people and associate. You see? Anyways, so in this material world, so the earth is like a laddu, Bharatakanda, and it's a part of Bharatavarsha, which is a flat space. We are not even able to go inside this laddu everywhere on earth, isn't it? Sometimes now with the plane, people are going to America like that. But still there are many parts of earth that are unexplored, where human beings have never gone. Many places are there. And outside of that is actually this Bharata Khanda is there, very vast. And that is actually a small part of Jambu Dvipa. Like that, the universe is described. But to be able to go, if you are just going on the earth, you will never be able to see Bharata Varsha. Isn't it? It requires higher consciousness. Like I gave the example all the time. There's an ant that's going everywhere here. It is in the temple, but it's not in the temple. It does not know it's in the temple. It does not know, if I go there and I climb up there, I can take darshan of the Lord. It has no concept. It may never be able to do that. You see. Like that, so the ant may be going on everywhere, but it never even by chance will climb the altar, and even if it may not think, oh, now I have darshan. It will think that there is another floor there and there is some sugar there, let me go and get it. So like that, Brahmanda Brahmite means I'm going like an ant throughout the universe. From one point of the universe to another point of the universe, I am being taken. We will be taken at the end of this life. Guaranteed. Jatasya hi dhruvor mrityuhu dhruvam janma mritasya cha tasmad apariharyate natvam sochitam arhasi. So he says that Krishna says you will go unless you become free of the bodily conception of life. So we must know as a yogi or aspiring yogi what an important job we have on our hands, right? What is the job? Huh? So important or not important? This is the most important. You may do whatever you want, that the end goal, success of that is this. You may be a book distributor, you may be a pujari, right, Brother Hari Prabhu? Success is not that your name is number one on that list. No. By whatever you are doing, you should actually become free, first step, from material conception of life. And Krishna says, this which was reserved only for the great yogis in past life is now possible even for sinful people. Papa Yonishu. Sudras, like me. A Sudra means Sada Shokayati iti Sudra. Constantly lamenting for what I have and desiring for what I don't have. Oh, I have this. Oh, I don't have that. That is called Sudra. Isn't it? A Brahmana is not like that. Anyways, so in order to actually, what was I saying just before I said Sudra? Yes, Krishna said that Sriyas, Sudras, Vaishyas, Tata, Papa Yonishu. Those who are born sinful, like Sri and Vaishya and Sudra. You can say, how are people born sinful? Sinful means that we are not free of the bodily conception of life. That's all. So whoever thinks I'm a lady or I'm thinking I'm a man, and so Vaishya and Sudra and the ladies are supposed to be in the grip of bodily conception. So Kalau Sudra Sambhava. In Kali Yuga, it's a dance of the Sudras. So we have to be all very humble. You see? We cannot say, oh, women are like this, we are like that. Women may be like that, but we are also same level, Sudras. You follow or you don't follow? You are Paramahamsa or what? Brahmin, advanced Brahmin. No? Isn't it? As long as we are not free of the bodily conception of life, we are Sudras. Now somebody might say, but we are Vaishnavas. Isn't it? He was thinking like that. We are Vaishnavas, we are supposed to be better than Brahmanas. I don't have that quote. Just the other day I was reading. Isn't it? The point is there, Srila Prabhupada. So in a conversation, Prabhupada said, so we must make Brahmanas. And the devotee was with Prabhupada said, but we are Vaishnavas. Prabhupada said, yes, but try to understand what I am saying. Why are you speculating? He said, a Vaishnava can act as a Brahmana. And he can act perfectly if you are qualified like that. If you are a Vaishnava and you are not qualified to act as a Brahmana, Prabhupada said, then you can act as a Kshatriya, Vaishya, Sudra. You remember that quote? That was recently I put it on the BI forum. Do you see that on your phone? You can read that. It's a very important quote. I'm not perfectly saying it, Kali Yuga memory, plus Sudra. So I may be sitting here talking big, but position is that we are all trying to advance. I don't know, I remember. So, Prabhupada made beautiful point about, I should give a whole class on that Varnashrama Dharma. What is exactly Varnashrama Dharma? He has explained. Incredible. It just gave me a clear understanding at that moment of Varnashrama Dharma. Now I have forgotten. Anyway, so I don't even know how I talked about Sudra. Anyway, Narada Rishi is Maha Bhagavat. And I am just a Sudra here. But I am also able to read the Bhagavatam. The Srimad Bhagavatam is Nirmatsaranam Param. Srimad Bhagavatam is meant for the topmost spiritual people, fully free of envy. Envy of who? Krishna. But the same Srimad Bhagavatam, by Lord Chaitanya's mercy and coming through Srila Prabhupada, is now available. We are reading. At the same time, you see, this is meant the way the Mahabhagavatas read and benefit, and the way people like me read and benefit are different. We have to become purified by reading Srimad Bhagavatam of the material conception of life. Jai Shri Shri Gauranitai ki Jai, Shri Shri Radha Ras Bihari Lalita Vishakha ji ki Jai, Shri Shri Sitaram Lakshman Hanuman ki Jai, Srila Prabhupada ki Jai. Are you following this point? Our first job is to become purified because we are contaminated by matter. So, your job must be just like when you go to the railway station, your job is to catch the train. You can't be detained by something else. Suppose somebody is standing on the side of the platform and doing some magic show, or he's singing. And you cannot stand there watching like that, your train will be gone. Therefore, 24/7, the devotee, the bhakti yogi, is concentrating on how I can become free of the material contamination of life. So don't concoct that I can just do whatever I want and it is bhakti and at the end I'll go back to Godhead. No, you will go back where you deserve to go. And how do I deserve to go back to Godhead? I have to constantly cultivate this desire to actually love Krishna. That is the process. So chanting of Hare Krishna and taking prasadam, dancing in front of the deities, reading Srimad Bhagavatam, preaching, all of this is not meant to give you a free ticket to go back to Godhead. No, it will take you to wherever you deserve to go. It can take you to a heavenly planet. And then punya kshine martyalokam vishanti, you have to come back to the material. So you have to fly your own plane, Srila Prabhupada said. Prabhupada said, planes are flying on the sky. Nobody can help you. Your plane, you have to fly. Are you following? Who will fly your plane? No, who will fly your plane? So why you say individuals? It's all general philosophy. We are always speaking general philosophy. You follow? Who will fly your plane? That's all. Prabhupada is saying that. But in Sikshamrita, right, for the mind, Raghunath Das Goswami is saying that I am driving my own, horse, and I don't know how to drive. But my spiritual master is so kind that he can drive his horse and he can take also my lagan and drive me. So, you please catch this point. By this you will become a yogi. Means 24/7, everybody here. Doesn't matter. Man, woman, child, grown up. Anyways, so if you can remember this 24/7, that my job in whatever I do is that I should actually become free from material desire, material conception of life, that is the beginning of Krishna consciousness. When Parikshit Maharaj asked Shukadeva Goswami, you remember Shukadeva Goswami? So he asked Shukadeva Goswami, Apan kya karne ka abhi? In 7 days I am going to be dying. So many sages are there. Different people are giving different things, like doctors. I have some problem now, and different doctors are giving different solutions. What am I supposed to do? So many sages came, so many top sages. Sages who came through Akasha Ganga, their hairs were wet. They were just walking, and they all sat, and it was very great sages mentioned in the Vedas. And when Parikshit asked them, what should I do, a dying man should do? They all gave different things. You do this, you do that, you do this, you do this. He was confused. Then Shukadeva Goswami came. Then he said, what should I do? Then Shukadeva Goswami said, you can do whatever you want. That's not my problem. But I will tell you what should be the result of whatever you do. Correct? Suppose you are hungry and you ask somebody, what should I cook? He says, you can cook anything you want. But if you are really cooking, at the end of it, you should not be hungry. Similarly, Shukadeva Goswami said, Dharmahasva anushtitasya pumsam vishvakshena katashu yadi na utpadayate ratim shrama eva hi kevalam. You understand? Dharmahasva anushtitasya pumsam. Whatever is the activity that you feel that you can do, what is the test? Vishvakshena katashu yadi na utpadayate ratim. If you are not getting constant desire to hear about Vishvakshena, the Supreme Lord, then whatever you have done is a useless labor. So you have to understand, this is the purpose of the temple. Right, Asim Krishna Maharaj? Correct or wrong? The purpose of the temple is not so that you can actually take up some service and become very important and then actually have your own followers. No. The purpose is that you actually become free of the bodily conception of life. Not a simple thing. Right now the coconut is connected to that. Have you seen a coconut? Have you opened a coconut that's not dry? Itna asan nahi hai. You cannot so easily take it out. Isn't it? You have to take the knife and or you have to put something and you have to shave. It won't come out. So we are connected to the body, subtle and gross body, like that. Tight, attached. Anyway. So this is the purpose of Krishna consciousness. That we must become free of. And how will you know what does it mean to become free of material bodily conception unless you meet people who have actually become free, right? How will you know what does it mean to go and study in IIT unless you meet students who have met like that. Anyway, example. Therefore, sadhu sangha. Sadhu sangha. Sadhu means who is sadhu? Krishna has already said everybody is sadhu if you actually take up to Krishna consciousness. Api chet tuduracharo bhajate maam ananya bhag sadhur eva samantavya. Even if you are the most sinful, which I am, if you really love His divine grace, which you do, and if you take up this process in all earnestness, saying, I want to become a devotee, which you are doing, then you are a sadhu. Krishna says. Sadhu. The meaning of sadhu must be understood. Sadhu is not simply a person with a long beard. Isn't it? Or simply not a person who has gone to Himalayas and meditated. Sannyasastu mahabhago dukkhamaptu ayogataha, Krishna says. If you take sannyas without knowing what is the purpose, it will be a source of difficulty. Are you thinking of becoming sannyas? But you are going like that. No, everything is brahmacharya, grihastha, everything is difficulty. If you don't know the purpose in Krishna consciousness, not only sannyas, but he is mentioning that, Krishna is mentioning, because that's the highest. Now the question is, that coming to the verse, this is all Purva Pitika for the verse. So, Narada Rishi is explaining why Krishna comes to the material world and acts in the way that he has seen him act. So it's so amazing. Krishna in thousands and thousands of palaces is doing thousands and thousands of different things with thousands and thousands of queens at the same time. Narada Rishi, who is himself can travel throughout the universe and is full of all the yogic opulences, is amazed. Because Krishna is the controller of all the yogis, Yogeshwara. Yatra Yogeshwara Krishna. So, Krishna is Yogeshwara. All the untold trillions of yogis, the greatest of the yogis put together, they cannot serve Krishna. Krishna is that great. It is very, very, very great, Krishna. So, the first thing that we have to understand is the greatness of Krishna. Srila Prabhupada in the first canto writes that approaching Krishna respectfully is a must for the conditioned soul. Just like by luck you got into a party where Prime Minister is there. Right? Somehow you got on a ticket, you went there, Prime Minister. And somebody is even introducing you to the Prime Minister. This is Modi ji. You can't go and just slap him on the back. Ha, how are you? Narendra. You say, what, who is this fellow? Right? That's called sahajya. So you can't immediately simply talk about Krishna dancing with the gopis. Nonsense. We don't even know how the gopis, who are the gopis? They are not, we say women, but they are not ordinary women. They're spiritual. There's also a male dog and there is a male human male. That's not the same male. There's a female dog and a female human. That's not the same. Is that same? Completely different. So even the demigods, there are apsaras and males and females, they're all nothing in front of the gopis. Are you following? They're a different category. And just because we say they're women, that doesn't mean they're women like, in the material world or in lower species. Are you following? Are you following? You're learning something or it's a waste of time? Huh? I'm just going on making one point after another, but every point is important. But actually, I'm not even coming to actual points. Every time I have to say a little bit less, otherwise they'll say, oh. So, but even this is good enough. Chalega. And listen. So don't think the gopis are, the cowherd girls. Prabhupada may write, they are such cowherd girls, ordinary girls. No, no. They are so great that the Vedas and the Upanishads, they have to do puja for them. They are ordinary personalities. You see? They are very, very great. Just like, have you gone to America? When are you going to go? Oh, okay. Mostly. Sometimes somebody I have not seen for a long time, suddenly he'll come and he'll say, Hare Krishna Prabhu, and he'll give them, please give me your blessings. I said, what, you're going to America or what? Yes, Prabhu. So when it's time to go to America, they come and ask for blessings. So you have not seen America, but you know something about America, right? It's not like you don't know anything. You have studied the books and all that. But if you speak about America, it has to be according to what is in the books. You cannot suddenly say in America there are no buildings, whatever you can. You cannot say like that. But if someone has gone to America, then he can speak because he has seen America. And if there is any book in America, it should follow what he says. Otherwise it has no value. So ordinary people in the material world, we have to speak according to Vedas. But the Vedas have to speak according to the gopis. Because the purpose of the Vedas is to know Krishna. Vedaisya sarvair ahameva vedyo. And the gopis have got Krishna in their pocket. Therefore, when they speak about Krishna, the way they speak about Krishna is the way it should be spoken. So even the Vedas and the Upanishads have to. So don't think that associates of Krishna are ordinary people, cowherd boys. They are not like human beings or devas, asuras, and they're again above everybody else. They're spiritual. So Narada Rishi, who is actually on that platform because he can go throughout the world, and he is always with Narayana, Lord Narayana. Then when he sees Krishna's activities, he's saying, he's opening, what is the level at which he is opening? He says, it is no surprise that you are the ruler of all the worlds. Krishna's name is Janardana. What does it mean? Janardana means? You don't know. Janardana means, Jana means people, Janardana means one who is the leader of the people. Janardana. Krishna is the leader of the people because he says how to live. So you can imagine how great Krishna is, that as Lord Chaitanya, he came and he spent Prabhupada, he sent and he set up a system for living in Krishna consciousness. This is the way we should live. Everybody. See, and we are trying to live like that, we are happy. Therefore, Krishna knows how to guide everybody to live perfectly. He's Janardana. So he says, you are the ruler of all the worlds, three worlds. That also he says, Krishna says that Loka Maheshwaram, Sarva Loka Maheshwaram. What is that first line? Bhoktaram Yagyatapasam, Sarva Loka Maheshwaram. There it is, the ruler of all the worlds. Not all untold trillions of universe, everything, he is the original owner. He is the original. He does not even appear in most parts of the creation. Or he appears very rarely. And you show friendship for all people. In the Bhagavad Gita, Krishna says that he who serves me, he is my friend. In the material world, if you serve somebody, you are not a friend, you are a servant. He will not have much to do with you. Isn't it? Rich person, Ambani serves somebody serving him. He is not Ambani's friend, is he? No. But Krishna is the friend of Suhridam Sarvabhutanam. Please try to understand. Here it is said, the Vishwanath Chakravarti Thakur is quoted, that all the living entities are servants of Krishna. Jivera Swarup, Nitya Krishna Das, Nitya Krishna Das, and But Krishna says, Suhridam Sarvabhutanam, I am the friend of all living entities. Friend and well-wisher. You see the difference? So by becoming servant of Krishna, we become friend of Krishna. Equal. Krishna treats equally. So he is saying that when you come, it is not surprising that you have come here and you are dealing with everybody in a very, very friendly way, because that's your nature. Narada Muni is now revealing the psychology of God. He is saying what God is like. Extraordinary realization. You see? As we well know, you descend by your own sweet will. See, he is the master of all the creation. But he is not obliged to go anywhere. Everything is taking place automatically. Isn't it? Everything is taking place. So he doesn't have to go anywhere. But still you come by his own sweet will. Because Krishna knows that all living entities are suffering, I have given them so many in the Vedas and various religions, methods by which they can do some punya and get some relief and go to other higher planets and come back. But as I have said in Bhagavad Gita, it is all places of misery. Dukkalayam ashashvatam. It's a place temporary and full of misery. Even the great so-called heavenly planets. Therefore, he knows that only by coming to me they can actually be happy, but they are not interested. And Krishna does not know why I am all attractive. This rascal. I don't know. I am not interested in Krishna. Krishna is amazed. Wow, how come here? Therefore, in Rig Veda, the Mayavadis, they can spoil everything, and they do. So there is a famous portion of the Rig Veda. In a famous portion of Rig Veda called Nasadiya Sutra, one of the 8 slokas, one of the slokas it says, nobody even in the heavens know how this creation is made and why. And only the great divine above all knows. And then it says, maybe even he doesn't know. This is there in Rig Veda. Where Krishna says the Vedas are meant for knowing me, it says maybe even he doesn't know. And the Mayavadis have a field day. They're fools. So, this is the greatness of Hinduism. We don't have an omnipotent, omniscient God, Everybody is in ignorance, but he can get out of this ignorance, he can become God. Rascal. But if you don't know anything, you cannot defeat these people. First of all, you should know what is the meaning of this sutra, Nasadiya Sutra. Right? Sad, Asad, Yonishu. Sad means cause, Asad means effect. Sad means real, Asad means not real. Nasate vidyato bhavo, na bhavo vidyate sataya. Nasat. Nasat. So, Nasadiya Sutra means the sutra of the non-existence. Wow! Vedas are talking about sutras of the non-existence. Why are they talking about non-existence? This is a science. Krishna consciousness is a science. Once Lord Chaitanya asked the 6 Goswamis, what is wrong about Mayavadi philosophy? They said, we are in trouble now. They knew. No, there is nothing wrong. No, he said, there must be something wrong. No, nothing is wrong. It's all your creation only. It's a good philosophy. No, there is a Mayavadis, Bhavasha, Sunile, Hoi, Sarvanash. A dangerous thing. So you tell me, you're all top Goswamis. Tell me exactly what is wrong. So they say, who's going to say? Jiva Goswami. You want to speak? Rupa Goswami, you speak. You're the senior most. So they didn't want to get into trouble. Anyway, Rupa and Sanatan then explained. So Goswamis, they explained what is wrong about Mayavadi philosophy. Lord Chaitanya heard that and he said, no, 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 no. And then he gave counter argument to disprove everything they said. Can you believe that? Lord Chaitanya. Showing Mayavadi philosophy is not wrong. Then now what? So they said, well, whatever you said must be wrong. Because Mayavadi philosophy is wrong. But we don't know. Then you defeat this. He said, no, you defeat it. So Lord Chaitanya then showed how whatever he said can be defeated from Vaishnava point. Then he gave another objection to all of that from Mayavadi viewpoint. Then he defeated that, and he did that 60 times to the Goswamis. So you don't sit there and say, Mayavadi fools, like that. Try to learn, that's what I'm... Of course you should say that. Of course they are fools. And of course we should preach according to our capacity. But you must never forget that we must learn the Siddhanta. There's a word called Siddhanta. Have you heard that? You have to learn the Siddhanta. Last time after the class somebody came and asked me, how do we know that we should be sincere? I said, the only way you can know you are sincere is by result, for which you have to wait. And it will be too late to know you are not sincere, isn't it? Like you go to class and you are studying. How do we know you are a sincere student? When the exam comes. Oh, exam fail ho gaya, now it's too late. Again you have to go back and start. So sincerity is such that you cannot figure out you are sincere or not until the exam comes. Spiritual life. But, I said, therefore it is always safe to imagine, accept that you are not sincere. Then you are very safe. Sad Asad. It's a science. So, this is Sad, it is existing table. And then there's a philosophy that doesn't exist. Nasad. So, for existence we already have it. We think that the whole world exists. Nasad means that which doesn't exist. Maya. Ma means not, ya means which doesn't exist. So Nasadiya Sutra, because Vedas begin from first saying this is not real, but it's going, many levels of Sadasad is going to go. That's why I gave that Lord Chaitanya's pastime. It has meaning. So in Nasadiya Sutra, it is said because, but from the Vaishnava viewpoint, if I have some time, I could write on monograph on Nasadiya Sutra. I don't have time now. I have to do something else for Krishna and Prabhupada. According to the Krishna himself does not know why this creation exists, because he cannot know why you people hate him, or people like me, why we. That's the Vaishnava meaning. It's not that Krishna is in ignorance. So, Srila Bhakti Siddhanta Saraswati Thakur, you know Bhakti Siddhanta Thakur? You heard his name? Srila Bhakti Siddhanta Saraswati Thakur said in a Harmonist article that the only pleasure that the conditioned soul has in the material world, hear very carefully, the only happiness you have in the material world is the happiness that you have denied Krishna the pleasure of your company. That's all. The soul has got so much of hatred for Krishna unnecessarily that he says, I'll go. Like sometimes a child will not eat just to give trouble to the mother. Isn't it? That is his only achievement. He's hungry but he won't eat. Because yesterday mother beat him, he didn't give the biscuit, whatever it is. He has got his own reasoning. So the Acharyas are writing, explaining all of this. So, that is another time. Remind me about Nasadiya Sutra. That requires another class by itself. In any case. So, he is descending by his own sweet will. Nothing can force him. This world is on autopilot. Everything is going. I wanted to say something, but class must be for 5-6 hours anyway, in order to bestow the highest good on this universe. The highest good on this universe is association of Krishna. Sadhu Sangha, Sarva Sastraka. Okay? And nobody is a greater sadhu than Lord Krishna. Krishna's association is the best for everybody, and he comes to benefit, distribute that freely. He came. By maintaining and protecting it, thus your glories are widely sung. What is it? Paritranaya sadhunam vinasaya cha dushkritam. He says that. Dhamma kalanam. Dhamma kalana means kill the impious and protect the pious. And protecting the pious means giving them, actually his association is the highest. He is murk, jiva is murk, ami jnani, keno devo vishaya. He says, the conditioned soul is a fool, but I am an intelligent man, so why should I give him vishaya? So saying, he came as Lord, I'll force you to take me. So, Narada Muni is beginning with a beautiful introduction of the Supreme Lord. Every word here has got meaning. Any questions or comments?
Hare Krishna. Thank you very much. Such a wonderful class. So many nice points. First time I'm hearing Nasadiya Sutra. You stressed so much on becoming free from bodily concept of life. Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, after delivering Sarvabhattacharya, he brings prasadam, and Sarvabhattacharya immediately takes prasadam, quoting some verses. Mahaprabhu becomes so ecstatic. Sarvabhauma, today you have become free from bodily concept of life. Now you have become fit for surrendering to Krishna.
Fit for?
Surrendering to Krishna.
Connecting to Krishna.
Surrendering to Krishna.
Surrendering, yes.
Then he quoted a verse from second canto. Those who are in bodily concept of life, their bodies are fit for be eaten by
dogs and
jackals and foxes. That's so important. So I have a question. You are describing about the structure of the universe. Where do these Manus rule? Which part? Swayambhu Manu and all. Where do they rule? Which part of Bharatvarsha?
Like I said, the Bharata Khanda is there. We are in Bharata Khanda, and then there's Bharata Varsha. That is, lakhs and lakhs of yojanas. And that's a small part of, what is that I said? Something, Jambudvip. Jambudvip is there. And they are all there now. We have no idea, just like the ant here has no idea there are so many people sitting and hearing Bhagavatam class. We have no concept. It is not so easy. So unless we expand our consciousness, it is not possible to see these other realities. Like Prahlad Maharaj, not Prahlad, Dhruva Maharaj. He was chanting Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. And in 7 days he could see various levels of realities. Yeah. Then Prabhupada in the purport, he writes there are many kinds of knowledge. And one of the beginning stages is transcendental knowledge. And then he says that, you have that quote you sent me, transcendental knowledge, 4 various kinds of knowledge. Get it? So then Prabhupada says that Prahlad Dhruva Maharaj is in transcendental knowledge. But above that he quotes several levels of knowledge. And we are in the descending process of knowledge, which is below. But we are thinking that's something great. We are in descending process of knowledge. We are in the very beginning stage. So, you have asked a question, but I want to answer it. So your question should be really not where they are all there. But how can I see those places? How can I go there? Because you can't go by plane. Of course, they also have planes, but they are of a different kind. You can easily, by expanding your consciousness, that if the ant is saying, how can I go to the temple? You are in the temple. Now, how can I go? You have to stop being an ant. You have to become a human being. So the consciousness has to expand. So one of the first stages of expanding consciousness, I'll just say, the beginning, which is a must for all of us, but we don't even know such things exist, is that you have to overcome common sense. You cannot live according to common sense and become Krishna conscious. The Bhagavatam Prabhupada writes, you can just look up in the Veda base. He says there is no such thing as common sense in Krishna consciousness. Now, what is common sense? On this, the Western people have done a lot of thought. So, common sense is the unarticulated and unarticulatable portion of ordinary language thinking. That is science. I mean, this is very difficult. Now, I have to explain. That's why in many classes I can't, because basic things have to be taught. They have to be closest on the basis of Siddhanta. Otherwise, there is no way you can understand Bhagavatam. Not possible. You can say whatever you want. So, if somebody takes his glass of water and he puts it in the corner and it fell down. So someone will say, it's common sense that उसको ऐसा अभी कोने में रखेंगे तो नीचे गिर जाएगा. Isn't it? Common sense. But what is common sense? Child is asking. So actually, ordinary language has got many hidden assumptions which are not known to be assumptions because they are hidden. Just like somebody comes to the temple and he says, यहाँ क्या हो रहा है? आपका सिद्धांत क्या है? You'll preach to him. And later on, let's say that without knowing somewhere he went and stole something, like it happened now in Baroda. Somebody came and stole, but he was coming regularly to the temple. So they ask you, what happened? You were preaching to him. Yeah, but I didn't know that he was a thief. You had assumed that he's not a thief. But you didn't consciously make an assumption. Well, it's possible he's a thief, he's not a thief. Now I will decide that he's not a thief. No. That you had made an assumption is known only later. Phalena parichyate. So there are many assumptions in ordinary thinking that you don't know right now. These assumptions are stopping you from expanding your consciousness. Are you following or not following these assumptions? In ordinary language, so when you are speaking, you see, that is why Arjuna asked Krishna, Sthita prajnasya ka bhasha. How will a person who is actually Sthita prajna speak? Which means he will never speak anything with any hidden assumptions, even when he uses ordinary language. If you see Prabhupada's book, is written in ordinary language. Ordinary language, there is three things: natural language, ordinary language, English. You must know the difference between these things. These are all very well defined. I have defined all this in my work because I am trying to bring Bhagavatam out scientifically. That's a separate thing. So you have to know what is the difference between these things. In any case, just to sum up, these science, now scientists know, cannot describe reality. They know that. But then what is the purpose of science? They don't know. And I've written some papers on that. The purpose of science is to reveal the assumptions that are inside ordinary language. Because they use ordinary language to describe observations, from that they go to mathematics and all that. Just like this guy, it was revealed that he made an assumption when he stole. Like that, when some scientific theories fail, they fail spectacularly, then they reveal a hidden assumption in ordinary language. Imagine what is the beauty of science. Are you following, Mr.? Interesting or not interesting? I mean, I have to give big lectures on this. Interesting or not? So just because you have studied B.Tech, M.Tech, MBBS, MD, it doesn't mean you're you're a fool. No, you are a PhD, nothing. Nobel Prize still. All this is learnt from His divine grace. I see Bhaktivedanta Swami Srila Prabhupada. You can learn. You should learn directly. It's not simple. So, when you actually see the theories that fail in science, which is, you'll have to know a lot of science to know that, then those actually give you what is wrong about common sense. You have made some assumption that's wrong. Now you can replace those assumptions by some idea from Bhagavatam. Then your common sense is improving. Right now, common sense is keeping you away from God because you have made so many assumptions, one of which that the world is real. Sad. But Nasadiya Sutra says, Nasadiya Sutra. It is a sutra of the non-real. Why is it non-real? Because that's one level higher than real. So ultimately, is it Sad or Asad? Mayavadis say it's Asad. Vaishnavas say Sad. Om Tat Sat. Everything is a science. Are you following? Simply not Om Tat Sat. What does it mean? Satyam Param Dhimahi. So it's a great knowledge, Bhagavatam. So if you improve your common sense only, you can see more things. Never mind improving your consciousness so that you can see Krishna. Simply by improving your common sense, you can see more of this world and you will see where Manu is living. Does it make sense?
Hare Krishna, Prabhuji.
I'm
Please
just
accept my
I'm
humble
just joking.
obeisance.
Huh?
Yeah.
Yes.
I've heard this thing so many times that we are doing chanting, dancing, and whatever related to Krishna consciousness. So that is enough to be in a Golok Vrindavan Dham. So as you have already raised the point that we are doing this, but we are not going to the Golok Vrindavan Dham. We are more inclined towards the heavenly planets. So please,
No, I didn't say that we are more.
or if I am misunderstood that point, so please throw some light on that.
We may say anything that if you just simply chant Hare Krishna, we'll go back to Godhead. Prabhupada doesn't say that. Ever. Everywhere he'll give caution. See? Just like yesterday someone puts a very nice point by Prabhupada. I'll just play that. We can hear Prabhupada himself. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. Here, Prabhupada speaking. I'll put this here.
Simply, if you are engaged in Krishna's business, Preeti Purvak, with love, not as happiness. Here is a duty, chanting of Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna. Not like. With Preeti, with love, chant every name, Hare Krishna. And here is Krishna, here is Narada. That kind of chant, quality. And Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna. Not like. Preeti. Tesham satanayuktanam bhajatam Preeti. That Preeti is required. That is the essential quality. Patram puspam phalam toyam jumi bhaktya prajachati. Real thing is bhakti. Krishna is not hungry that he will give him some good food and he will eat it. Never mind in which way he can get.
So Prabhupada says here that when you chant Hare Krishna, he says, not Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna, Krishna. Prabhupada is saying, not like that. You have to chant with preeti, love. Isn't it? So, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. You should hear and try to see, are you really meaning this chanting? Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram, Hare Hare. If you properly chant, you will see you'll be chanting very much like Prabhupada, because he is chanting. But you cannot imitate. So Prabhupada is saying that you have to chant with love, Preeti Purvakam. So how can you simply chant Hare Krishna? But we are not Preeti Purvakam if we don't like Krishna. Kama yesha, krodha yesha, rajoguno, samudbhava. Krishna says because of Krodha, you are here. So Prabhupada says, by chanting and dancing, one can very easily come to know Krishna, which is what you are saying and Prabhupada is saying. Prabhupada says that actually out of thousands of men, hardly one can know Krishna in truth. Manishanam Sahasreshu. Then he says, by chanting and dancing, the process given by Lord Chaitanya, one can easily know Krishna. That much you have said. And then he writes the next sentence. You have to see that. He writes, knowledge begins not from Krishna. He writes, but by understanding things we are accustomed to see every day, which is Sad. So you have to understand this world first. That is the first step in God realization, Sukadeva Goswami says. So what I am saying is that you nowhere you can say that you just do that, and suppose you ask somebody, how can I go to America? He says, go to that agent, he will tell you. Then you say, you went and sat in his office and came back. Can you go to America? No. That means you go there, the agent will tell you, क्या करने का अमेरिका जाना, क्यों जाने का, नहीं कॉलेज में पढ़ने क्या कॉलेज में पढ़ने का, कुछ एडमिशन हुआ, हाँ एडमिशन हुआ, कहाँ है वो एडमिशन नहीं लाया, वो लाया पर गो सर, अच्छा तो इसके लिए क्या अभी कुछ स्कॉलरशिप मिला, हाँ मिला, वो लेटर है वो नहीं है, then he will tell you step by step what to do, then fill out this form. Yeah.
Hare Krishna. Krishna says that out of many millions of people, one may understand him. But by chanting of this Hare Krishna, as introduced by Lord Chaitanya, chanting and dancing, you can understand Krishna within a very short time. Knowledge begins not from Krishna, but from things which we are accustomed to see every day.
Where is it?
So, Srila Prabhupada, Krishna Consciousness, the Topmost Yoga System.
There's a small book called Krishna Consciousness, the Topmost Yoga System, page 65, in that print I saw. So are you following? Have you heard this? No, but did you hear it just now? It's answering your question. So it's a very deep thing. So the main thing is that systematically Bhagavatam should be taught. Are you clear about the question? So nothing is done automatically. Chanting is a process, but you have to try. When you are chanting, you have to avoid 10, what is it called? Offenses. They are not simple. So we should not take anything. Krishna consciousness, Srila Prabhupada said, simple but sublime. It's very simple compared to other yogic processes, but it's very sublime. There's a lot. That's the importance of Bhagavatam class. In every Bhagavatam class, you should come out saying, oh, there's so much more to know and I don't know. Grantra Srimad Bhagavatam ki jai, Srila Prabhupada ki jai. Gaur Premanandi. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare.